Hey everybody, Snake Doc here, back with a video of another pistol acquisition. Here we have in front of us today, we have the HK45CT, stands for Tactical Version or Threaded. So what we have here, this is a 2019 model. Some of the older ones than that had a little bit different configuration on it, and I'll kind of go over that here in a minute. This happens to be a V7, which is the light LEM, LEM, law enforcement, something or other mechanism, whatever it stands for. Comes with 10 round mags with this gigantic, they call it the elephant foot. So you can see here we got a zipper back mag, and it is marked at 10 rounds of 45 ACP. So you could have 11. They do sell the flush fitting 8-round magazine, which would be standard with the HK45C. That wasn't the T. They have like a rubber base plate like you see on the P2000 that flips out, and then they also have available flat base plates that would make it completely flush with the bottom of the grip. Grip is very reminiscent of the HK2000. Whereas the standard full-size HK45 has a grip more reminiscent of the P30 and the VP9, where it has that, they call it the Spider-Man grip. This does not have finger grooves. It is a straight front strap, and the front strap and the back strap have like a sandpaper type texture to them. And the side is just a polymer, raised polymer dimples, just like on the P2000. We do have a depression right here, so if you had a malfunction where you needed to pull the magazine out, you can get a pinch grip on there. The HK45 has slightly slightly larger magazine release paddles than the USP series and the P2000. So one of the popular modifications, which I even did to my P2000, I have a video on, is to use the HK45C mag release on the P2000 for a little bit better purchase or accessibility, however you want to word it. So this is ambidextrous, obviously, because it is the paddle style there, and then also we can see here that the slide release, slide stop is ambidextrous as well. This has no safety or decocker because this is a LEM. So it works, it's a hammer-fired gun, but it works like a striker-fired operation. Let's put the magazine out and show clear here. There we can see we have a nice polished feed ramp there from the factory. This gun is unfired. So there you can see if you were chambered around, the hammer would go to this preset stage, and then you have extremely light take up until you hit your wall, and there you can see the hammer is actuating, and then once you hit your wall, slightest press beyond that breaks. Now the slide would cycle and you'd be right back in that same thing. So let's show that. Here would be your reset. It's a medium distance reset. And then you can go ahead and fire again. Now, if the round didn't go off, it'll be a full reset, and it has an extremely heavy double action pull. So you do have double strike capability on this. So I'm going to bring in another pistol here, which has almost an identical firing mechanism. This is the Walther Creed. So we're going to show clear on this. Nothing in there, empty magazine. Let the slide go down, and there you can see the hammer is set. As you pull the trigger to the wall, you can see the hammer actuate. I'll do it right here where the table is, so there you can see it moving. And then once you hit your wall, it's that little break. The slide would cycle. This would be your reset to right here, and then you can fire again. The difference being that this Creed has no double action capability. So if it doesn't go off, you have to tap rack before you can get into another round. This, you would be able to keep that round in the chamber if you want. Without performing a tap rack, you would go to your double action pull. That double action pull is extremely heavy. That's probably the heaviest double action that I've felt on a pistol that I've owned. I would guess that's 13 to 14 pounds. That single action pull from the LEM right here, I would guess is between 4 to 5 pounds. It's a polymer trigger, and it actually feels pretty good. I wish it didn't have this big kick up here at the end. I wish it was like more straight. And then you can see how they adjust the trigger guard so that it can actually complete its travel. You see how it goes down. Picatinny rail has 3 slots here. It's a true 1913 on it. There you can see the gigantic barrel and opening. This does not come with a thread protector from the factory. The gentleman that I traded this pistol with bought this thread protector. It's nice tight knurling on this. This is a 16 by 1 and it's left-hand thread, so it's opposite of normal muzzle devices. It's more reminiscent of how your AKs are, where they have a left-hand thread. So this being a 2019 model, it has this new style sight setup. They're actually raised suppressor sights. You can see they're very tall, and that would be for shooting over top of if you had a can on here. When this originally came out, it came with just your standard sights, and they were a steel sight. They were not adjustable like this, and you could either get them in a true dot night sight or the ones with phosphorescent paint where you shine the light on them and then they glow for a certain amount of time. This is a tritium. There you can see it glowing. Tritium front, and then the back is serrated, and it's a U-notch, and it is adjustable. So it would be drift adjustable, because I don't see a side adjustment on it, and then it looks like elevation would be adjusted by that screw on top. There you can see the Magwell opening on it. It's not flared, and it's very narrow right here, but the back, this is solid right here, so you could index your magazine. If you're coming in, you'd want to hit that back and then slide down. Here's what the bottom of the base plate looks like on the elephant foot. I do have an 8-round flat base plate that he gave me, but I don't have any 8-round mags yet. So if I acquire one of those, I'll show you guys how to install that, and I'll show it to you here in the box. Let's do takedown real quick, and then we'll show you what comes in the box, and then we'll throw it on a scale and weigh it, and then we'll check dimensions on it. So the way you can see here that the slide is notched, so you're going to pull back until the slide stop would come out, and then there's a hole or a circle. This pin right here is on the other side. You can see it would be right there, and then you just push the head of that through, and then you just pull the slide off. So here's our lower, and from what I understand is you can convert a V1 or a V3. A V3 would be decocker only, a V1 would be a safety and decocker. You can convert those to LEM. You can't convert LEM to a V1 or a V3 because there's no cutout on the slide to have the safety work. So I don't know if I'm wrong about that. I'm sorry, but here we can see. So there's trigger turn spring in there. There's your trigger bar on this side. You can see it actuating. Very similar to USP, where it has your disconnector, your ejector, and your sear. And then because this is LEM, this is a bobbed hammer on there. There you can see the integrated steel for your slide. And that's basically it. So let's go ahead and set that off to the side, and we'll take a look at our slide and our barrel. So here's your slide. Has a really nice, slickly machined, very, very slippery, very well polished pickup rail on there. You have your firing pin block right here, which is spring loaded. And then you'll notice that there's a buffer that slides up and down on the guide rod. And that's typical for HK. They've been doing that on their USPs. And that's a recoil buffer of sorts, and it works extremely well at reducing felt recoil. One of the nice things on this tactical version is the barrel is an O-ring fitted barrel. So you have to come forward, and that the O-ring gives you repeatable lockup. So your lockup should always occur in the same type spot. And here we can see your date code and everything is moved to the barrel. I don't know why that's blurry. Is moved to the barrel. So DE means Germany, Deutschland, however you want to say it. And then this is your date code, BI, which would make it a 19, so a 2019 build. Here you can see your O-ring. They're supposed to last up to 5,000 rounds, so you just keep an eye on it. And then here is the inside of the slide, which HK quality, extremely nice machining. There you can just see some area where the top of your barrel chamber rubs against the finish that's in there. This pistol, there you can see too on your ejector or your extractor is the paint. So when you have a round in there, that pops out, and that can show you that you do have something, at least a piece of brass in your barrel chamber. So let's put that back together. And when you get it down into here, you're just going to pull back until it sets in, and then you kind of feel that O-ring kind of click into place a little bit. And then when you put this on, the round cutout is what your takedown pin indexes with. So you want to make sure that that is facing the opposite direction of the barrel. So now when you put your recoil assembly in, you have to push until it goes down into its slot, and then you can flip it over, and that buffer is just going to slide around. So you go over your frame rails, go back until your slot cut on your slide indexes with the frame takedown pin location. You push that through, make sure it's all there, and you're good to go. For those of you that aren't aware, if you'll see I have to turn it left to thread that on tight. This pistol is approved by SOCOM or DevGru, and SEALs have used this on missions. My guess is they're running this with a silencer. I believe they use a AAC silencer. I've seen different information on that, and also where sometimes they're using other stuff. So you never know. But really nice finish. It's a really cool looking gun. That trigger feels pretty nice. The ergonomics of the gun is extremely good. I have longer hands, so when you see here, like my pinky would go down onto the mag. So this is approximately the size of a Glock 19, because on the Glock 19 my hand basically is this exact same way on the frame. So that gives you an idea. It comes with the P2000 has at least 4 interchangeable back straps, with their large and their XL being rubberized. This is polymer, and this only comes with a small and then the one that comes on it. And I guess that's because the frame is slightly bigger than the P2000 supposedly. So it comes in a plastic case. You can see here, let's see if I can get that in frame. There's the UPC number, and then it says 2 10-round mags, V7, LEM, no safety. And then you get an HK lock. Here's your back strap, some extra O-rings, and the I can't remember what that key is for. It's for something. It's nothing that you ever use. And then here's HK thread protector use. So that must have been an HK. I can't believe they don't include it. That's kind of chintzy when you're spending up to $1,000 on a gun like this. But here's a decent manual with black and white photos, and then it has your egg crate foam, no cutouts or anything. Here's your second magazine, and then this would be an HK45C flat base plate. So if you had the 8-round mag, you could install this base plate on it, and it would fit completely flush down in that section right there. So I like these. I used these on my P2000 for the ultimate concealment. These are kind of on back order almost everywhere right now, so I'm glad that he gave me one in case I do come across an 8-round mag for a decent price. HK mag pricing is absurd. So like the cheapest I saw an 8-round mag was like $38 plus shipping so far. So I'm kind of up in the air on it. Let's see. We'll put the scale out here. And I'm going to try and bring that so where we can see. We are in ounces on there. So we're going to set that on there. And empty mag, 30.69 ounces. Let's see what it is with no magazine, because I thought it was like 27. So we'll see. Yeah, so 26.67 without a mag in it. If you had the 8-round mag, I would think it would be quite a bit less than a 10-round mag. Let's see what these 10-round mags weigh. So just over 4 ounces. I would think the 8-round mag is probably around 3 ounces. Then you'd have to get your weight of your ammunition. Let's grab, I'm going to put the scale out of the way. I'm going to grab calipers, and we'll just do some measurements real quick, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so, we're in millimeters. Let's go to inches. So you're at the bottom of the slide, you're at 1.12. The back of the beaver tail area is 1.05, 1.06. They list this, I think, as 1.5, and I believe that is because, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to them. Yeah, I can. Just the levers. So this is the width at the levers. Let's see. I was getting like 1.35, and I think it's the safety version, because the safeties are kind of big and chunky. So the safety version, I believe, you know, if you had the safety on there, you'd be able to get it out to, you know, over 1.25 inches. I don't think, let's see, I can probably do overall height. So we're at like 5.84. So if you had your flat base plate on it, again, like I say, this is very similar to P2000 and Glock 19 size, with the exception of now you have an extended barrel, extended magazine. So if you had a flat magazine and if you had the regular HK45C, it would be closer in dimensions to your Glock 19, which everybody's familiar with. So I guess that kind of wraps it up for now. So hopefully I can get some shots on paper or steel with this, get that filmed. Right now it's really cold out and it's really windy, which is stupid because we're getting late in April, so I need some warmth. So hopefully when that comes around, I'll set up the tripod outside and get some rounds going down range, some footage of that for you guys, and then maybe we can see what holsters. I know for a fact that this will work in that Safariland 578 GLS that I have, but I'm not sure as far as other holsters. So thank you guys for watching. Always shoot safe, and everyone stay healthy.